How do you start simply and sustainably to create content if you have identified that meaningful content creation is the right strategy to grow your professional services business? Well, let me help you craft a plan that will be yours. First of all, the key idea is not to replicate something that works great for somebody else or for another firm, another team, but build something that works for you. And this may take a little bit of time, some research, iteration, but keep in mind that meaningful content creation is by definition meaningful because it's not only meaningful to your reader, but also meaningful to you. So the plan to be simple and authentic and sustainable needs to be customized with your needs in mind and your capacities in mind. So let's go over the simple criteria to build that plan. The first criteria, the first parameter in your plan starts with when. The question when. When do you intend to publish content? And oftentimes people tell me, well, I am really good at writing either in the morning or at night. But what really matters is when the content will be published. There is a big difference between writing and publishing. You can hear it in the word publishing. Publishing is public. You think in writing in public when you publish, if that's writing that you are considering, or you think in videos if you're considering doing videos like this one. So the first idea is to identify a cadence that will work for you and that feels simple, easy to remember, and sustainable. When I started writing intentionally meaningful content several years ago, I started thinking, oh, maybe I'll publish something when this article idea that I have will be turned into an article, and that will be maybe every month or every month and a half. And it turns out that there was the cadence was way too slow. Things would get in the way. Took me too long to publish, to write something, and I had way too much time to edit it. And as a result, it would never come out. Then later in my journey, I went the opposite route, which was I decided that I wanted to publish every day. And if you go to my website, you will notice that pattern. If you go to metahelm.com and click on blog and then archive and scroll down a few years ago, I decided to publish really every day, and you will see all the dates are, it's, almost, maybe there's a 1 or 2 day skip, but anyways, that was a much easier cadence for me to follow because I didn't have to think about when I needed to publish. It was every day, right? Just like I make my bed every day, I cook food every day, I clean myself every day. It was very easy to build a habit around this, but it was not a very easy and sustainable habit for somebody who has a family to take care of and being very busy also. So over time, I changed that cadence. So what will be the frequency for you? When are you committing to publish? It's okay to change. It's okay to change. It's okay to start every day. It's okay to come back to maybe every other day or once a week. Once a week is probably the right thing. At a minimum, I recommend that you create meaningful content for your audience once a month. The second criteria, the second parameter is where. Where are you going to create your content? You see me in this studio and everything is already set up. I don't have to get ready and prepare. All I have to do is turn on the light, fire up Zoom and hit record, and I am creating content. The key idea with where is to find the natural place that feels right for you, that feels most exciting to you. For these types of videos, for my daily insights, I usually record at my desk because this is where I work from, and I'm here most days, working with different clients, working on different projects. And so I really lower the bar for whatever will get in the way. I lower the friction. It's easy for me. I'm already here. I only have to press a couple of buttons and there we go. We record some content. If it's about writing, find a place that feels, again, energizing for you. So you'll have to explore where. For me, it's either when I am on the go at a cafe. I really enjoy being somewhere, a little bit of a quieter place, like quieter cafe if possible. But I like the fact that I am here in a social environment. One of my favorite places to write is in an airplane. I've caught myself being able to focus for long hours on long pieces, and I have the chance to travel sometimes. So I use the opportunity to write on an airplane. And finally, I write in my living room. I have a very comfortable chair with a cord that I can hook to my laptop. So make it easy on you, make it simple, make it blissful even if you'd like, but explore where are the best places for you to record content. Is it going to be as you walk in the street, because then you can film yourself, you can record yourself? Is it going to be where when you are at the library? Also one of my favorite places. So that's the second criteria, is where. The third criteria is whom. Whom are you going to produce content for? And my key advice here is to write for one particular person eager to consume your content. Keep in mind that person. Who is that person? Have you met this person yet? Or is this an imaginary character? Is this person near, far? Have you worked together? Do you share the same needs, problems, concerns, excitements, joy, passions? The more you can personify the person you're writing to, the more you can really see it in your mind, the easier it is going to be to find your words and customize a message that specifically resonates with this person. I recommend that you write a letter to maybe your best friend or your best colleague or your ideal client, but put yourself in the mindset of writing a letter, right? When you write a letter, you make it personal, you make it intentional. Words tend to flow faster, and you can imagine more easily the structure of a letter. First, you say hi, general statements, and then you enter the core of the topic, and then you wrap up. So naturally, there is a conclusion, maybe something that you will do next or that they have to do next. But that's a very precious type of advice that I was looking for many years, because for me, I was trying too hard to write out of things that were a little standard, a little dry. I was trying to make it too conceptual, too theoretical. But when I found the step of writing a letter instead, that was hugely helpful. I decided that this would be the way I launch my products from now on. I launch my services and make it really a standard way. So let's recap here. First, when. Second, where. And third, whom, right? These are the three first parts of your plan. Then the fourth part of your plan should be about what you're going to create content about, right? What is it that you're going to write about? What is it that you're going to create a video about? So for this, you have many ways to approach and how you pick a topic, That's the answer. That's the theme here behind the what in your plan. How do I pick a topic? To start with, you should start with things that feel usual to you, feel common. What are the nearest things that come to mind when you want to help your clients, right? What are the things that seem obvious to you? Because again, what we want to do is make a plan that feels simple, that feels sustainable. So don't pick something hard. Pick something that you're used to talking about. Of course, the trade-off is that maybe you're going to venture less out of your comfort zone. So it's going to be less unique, less original. You're going to take less risk, obviously, and you're going to maybe steer towards exploring less about topics that you haven't covered before that you wish you could cover. But it's a great place to start. Another thing you want to do to address this what question is, what is it that you're going to write about, is keep track of your ideas. Always keep track of your ideas. Ideas show up anytime, anywhere, anyhow. Have you noticed how you get ideas in your shower, right? There is something about water here. Maybe it runs in the water. That's what it is. But I get ideas in my shower all the time. So I know some of my colleagues, I have not done this, but some of my colleagues have bought these whiteboards on which you can write. I take quick showers, first of all. So I'm able to quickly get out of the shower and either record myself on my phone or grab a piece of paper and write it on a piece of paper and with a pen. Or once I'm done showering, I rush to my computer and I write it down, I jot it down. So come up with your own way to create a net with which you can capture your ideas and build a list, a backlog of ideas that you can tap into when comes the time, the place to write or to create meaningful content to whom you desire to. So again, let's recap here. For your plan, think about the when, the where, the whom, and the what. Lastly, and most importantly, maybe the why. Why are you creating meaningful content? Well, in the beginning, you may not exactly know why. It was kind of my case. I mean, I knew this was going to be a healthy practice. I knew mentally that writing is a non-negotiable part of becoming an expert. Experts are never too busy to not write and to not create content. So in our profession, it's essential that you write, that you produce ideas. You're paid for your thinking. And the only method you can do this is by practicing your thinking, by gaining confidence with it, clarifying it, stretching it, exploring it, sharing it with others, putting gentle pressure on it so that your content becomes more and more meaningful over time. So why are you engaging in this practice? Is this because someone told you that it generates lead? It's likely, it's possible, but it's a very short-sighted view of meaningful content writing. In fact, there are way more than this. And the first thing you should do as you put your hands on the keyboard and you're about to move your fingers is to wonder, what is the intention that you want to bring to the piece of content that you will be publishing with your audience? What is your intention? Is your intent to reveal something that you've been thinking about for a long time, to be honest? Is your intent to be authentic? Is your intent to be funny, maybe entertain people? Is your intent to share something that has been on your heart? Is your intent to let go of some useless thoughts that you thought would be better, put on paper so that you can see them and decide what to do with them? There are many ways to craft intentional goals here for your meaningful content creation. And I suggest that you pick your own. When I sit at the table, my intention is to be of service. My intention is to create value for people who will see my publications as service, as a piece of service. In fact, I consider that everything I put out there, videos, the text, audios, anything I do is a service, is in service to my audience. It's a free service for the most part, until it becomes paid, because my business has to live, has to grow, and I deemed reasonable to start charging for a course in which I explore more deeply the ideas that I used to give for free. So my intent is to create is to create a service offering, a free service offering. My intent is to give access to other professionals to my ideas that hopefully create opportunities for them. I am quite detached about my content creation, but sometimes I will admit that I will fall into the trap of trying to convince, trying to create something that needs to have a specific outcome, a specific result. I will try to make it a certain way. I will try to, my intent is off. My intent is not exactly the one I wish I had, but I start there and then I see where it takes me. Usually I manage to reclaim the core of what I wanted to do with my idea and the authentic reason why I wanted to publish the idea. So I'm gonna leave this with you, those five parameters, five criteria for your easy, simple, authentic, sustainable plan for content writing. When, where, whom, what, and why, most importantly, at the end. Now, I'll leave you with this thought. Your plan may change over time. And I think I already said that a little bit in this video, but keep in mind that you can always create a new version of your plan. Now, if you change your plan too many times, too frequently, your audience might be confused, might wonder why is it that you were writing every day and now there is a big gap, like they don't hear from you for several weeks maybe, and that's okay. People, I've noticed, are very forgiving. They're very forgiving, but you may still create confusion here. You may create some doubts. You may create questions too. That's okay, but try to focus on consistency over maybe intensity, right? So I hope these 5 questions help you create a plan that feels right to you, that feels like it's customized to your needs, that you can do it for a long time, because really meaningful content creation is a long game, right? Is a long game that you need to start sooner than later, in a way that feels easier, as easy as possible, as manageable as possible. Some people have asked me how much time. Oh, maybe that's another question that we need to throw in the plan here as I am about to write this video, is how much time? How much time do I need to carve out for this plan to work every week? Well, the criteria here may vary, but that criteria, that data point may vary. I have gone up to maybe 20 hours of content development a week, which was crazy, which was insane. I was cutting through my sleep, quite heavily, and it was unhealthy. And I don't recommend that you do the same. I was experimenting with my limits, I guess, and I'm fine sharing this with you. But don't necessarily try this to prove yourself that you can create content for hours and hours and hours and hours. So there may be there may be, on the higher end, there may be like crazy amounts of time that you can invest in content creation. But at the lower end of the spectrum, what about if you said an hour or maybe 2 a week? Does this feel reasonable? Does this feel doable to you? If you consider how much time you spend writing emails to your colleagues, to your friends, to the people you work with, or just your clients, right? If you think about how much time you spend on an email every day, or several emails every day, or several weeks, right? It will easily come to, in our professions, it will largely easily come to 2 hours, and maybe 4, maybe 6, maybe 8 hours. Maybe it's your job to just answer emails. Can you carve out a little bit of the capacity of that amount of time to say, I'm just gonna carve out a little bit of that time and channel it and redirect it towards writing emails that are not just customized for one person, but that are customized, that are made for everyone in your community, in my community, in your audience. So I hope this is helpful. I hope these guidelines help you come up with the plan, again, that feels good to you, that feels appropriate, that feels sustainable, that feels doable, and that feels valuable and joyful, right? As always, I hope this helps. Please share your comments and ideas. I would love to hear from your experience and your thoughts on this simple plan. Thank you so much.